Hello everyone and welcome to Van Tech Corner. This is just a short video of an update for the Pi R1 Plus LTS. In the previous videos, we have an overview and testing out the OpenWrt, and I can see that the OpenWrt firmware had built with a lot of pre-installed packages, as well as the language is set to Chinese. So in this videos, I want to show you I have a new firmware right here. Basically, it's a fork of OpenWrt firmware from Pi, and I have added the defconfig file so that everything will be in English, and the package, the pre-installed package is minimal. So after installing this firmware to your microSD card, you will have just the basics package like what OpenWrt usually have. Okay, so that is a quick introduction of the firmware. And then how you can do it? Well, you can, if you are a network expert or you have been building a lot of OpenWrt firmware, then this shouldn't be a problem. You can just follow my instruction from here to build the firmware. So make sure you go to brand OpenWrt 21.02. Yep, this brand, not the master one. And just in case you are too busy to build the firmware, or you just want an English OpenWrt firmware for this board, then you can just get it from here. So basically, I have built the firmware for OpenWrt 21.02 Pi R1 Plus and Pi R1 Plus LTS as well. And down below, I also have a config template for GitHub Actions, just in case you want to do that, and as well as how to modify your build-openwrt.yml. So after you download the firmware, you will have the zip file like this, and if you want to utilize the whole ext file system to make the whole space of your microSD card, please use the ext4 system upgrade image. And then you will need to write to your microSD card with Rufus or balenaEtcher. And before ending the video, let's have a quick speed test and let's see if this firmware is working as expected. Alright, so I just put top, and then let's refresh the page and run a quick speed test. Alright, so we are running at 570 Mbps with 54% CPU idle. So I believe this one can get around close to gigabit throughput without the shortwave offloading. And for upload, we are running at 750 Mbps with the CPU at 60% idle. So let's go and enable the firewall, the shortwave offloading, and see if there are any differences. Save and apply. And then let's go back to the speed test, refresh the page, and run again. Alright, this time we can see that the download speed go up to 780 Mbps with the CPU at 57% idle. So that is a huge improvement compared to the previous version when we don't enable the shortwave offloading. And for upload, we are running at 765 Mbps with 63% CPU idle. So this is really good information to see. So once again, this is the repo for the OpenWrt firmware for Pi R1 Plus and R1 Plus LTS with English language and minimal package. And you can also get the firmware from my blog where I have compiled it here. Alright, thanks for watching and see you all